Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Purr Play Sip Podcast. I am here in my bar at Purrfect Day Cafe in Louisville, Kentucky. And I thought I might spend a little time with you guys one-on-one to kind of explain a little bit about what it is, the purpose of what we do and what the vision of Purrfect Day Cafe is. So first of all, again, my name is Chuck Patton. I am the purrprietor of Purrfect Day Cafe. And we started here in Louisville on August the 8th of 2018, and then we decided to double down in my hometown of Northern Kentucky, more specifically Covington, Kentucky on 25 West 5th Street. So when we started this out, just kind of a crazy idea, and I want to make sure that I tell people when they come in and say, wow, you really came up with a great idea here. I copied a great idea. I did not come up with a great idea. When I started it, there were about 50 cat cafes across the United States, and now there's over 130 of them. And I knew that when I started this, I just had an amazing opportunity, and I really had a passion for the fact that I wanted a job after I had sold my business and coming to start this business. I wanted to make sure that I had a job with a purpose. And I wanted to make sure that anybody that worked here had a job with a purpose and that we had that commonality and we could really make something work. I think that was what really kind of motivated me. And huge shout out to my wife, who immediately told me, you have to do this, because they knew that that this was something with my creativity and a little bit of business background. She knew and she believed in me that we could make something amazing here. Little did I know how supported this was really going to happen. So we are up to adoption number 5,911. It is February now of 2022, and we are super excited in Covington because we are this close to number 1,000. This cafe in Louisville is number 1 adoptions in the country, and if Covington paces the way it is, it's number 2. So a lot of people ask, what is it that make differences? That would probably be an hour and a half full-on podcast, and we don't have that kind of time. But one of the things that I thought I would kind of share with you, that everyone that works here, and especially starting with me, the area we have been able to focus on. Starting on day 1, we basically have a 3-part objective that we want to meet here. I always kid around because we set KPIs. If you're in the corporate world, you know those are key performance indicator. But of course, here at the Purrfect Day Cafe, they are kitty performance indicators. We have a lot of fun with the pun. If we're going to do this, we're going to go ahead and go for it and make sure that everybody gets their money's worth and make it a lot of fun. But again, I digress. Our focus here, I knew going into this that we had to have a mission. We had to have something that we all could kind of collectively go after. And so when I sat here and I said there's 3 things that we want to do. First and foremost is we want this to be about adoptions. We knew that there are thousands and thousands of cats every single year that are being put down. And what I saw as I started touring a lot of the cat cafes and went through Kentucky Humane Society and things, what I saw is that they did really well with vet care. They did really well with intake, but it was getting the cats adopted. So if we could clear the back end of this funnel, and if we could just do an amazing job of getting the cats adopted, then all these shelters across the state would say, hey, wait a minute, did you guys hear about the cafe? They're getting all these animals adopted. We could bring them there, and then we can take more cats in. So that's what our mission is. We stay laser focused on the adoption piece. We don't do intake here. We don't do vet care. All of our shelters, which is Kentucky Humane Society, Cincinnati Animal Care, Kenton County Animal Services, and Paws Rescue, those are the 4 shelters that we're currently working with in Kentucky in order to achieve this objective. Our goal is to clear out the back end of this, get these cats adopted, and so far it's been amazing. It's really, really rewarding for our staff. And yes, it's probably one of the most obvious parts of the mission that you guys see out there. However, there are other parts that we probably don't do a good enough job at communicating, which is why I'm here at the bar right now. So the second part of it is if you are coming in here to the cafe and you come and get a beer kitty, a calico stout, I had to throw those out there. But any beers on tap, any bourbon, any meow alcohol, meow mosas, coffee, catis, again, a lot of puns. But if you do any of those things, then when you check out, if in fact you've given us a tip, then we split those tips 50% with all of our shelter partners, whether or not you are at this location or in Covington. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to the staff. This is something that they agree upon when they come in here and work for the Cat Cafe. It's our way of being able to truly make an impact. So you come in, you put a $10 tip on there, $5 goes to our staff, the other $5 go toward the shelters and surrounding. And then, of course, we have another jar out there that's just cash, and that goes to our strictly to our staff. So the reason why this is such a big deal is because shelters not only need to be able to clear out the shelters through adoptions and through us, but they also need the resources in order to make sure that they can continue that movement. They need medicine, they need employees, they need cleaning supplies. Believe it or not, it is very expensive within the cleaning supplies. All of these things take money. And so we're able to take these resources, give it to them, so they're excited about their future. And so far, we've raised $44,000 in Louisville. And yes, this is during COVID, and we're close to $10,000 and getting ready to go up even higher in Northern Kentucky. So that's a total of $54,000 between both stores, with about 5 years total, 4.5 years between all of them. It's something that we take of great pride. We know that it makes an impact. We want to continue it. And that's where this brings you all in. So number one, adoptions. Number two is donating, making an impact on shelters. And number three is one that was kind of a surprise to us, is that we want to be a hub of support for the community of animal lovers alike, not just the cats here. And so if you are an animal lover, you're going to go out and have a beer anyway, you're going to get a cup of coffee. We want to make sure that we are here as a place where you know that you're safe, that you can connect with other people that have the same likeness. It's one of my favorite parts of this place. We kind of accept everybody just because the cats accept everybody. It's a tone that we want to take, but we like to say that we're just following the lead of the kitties that are in there. So being such a destination, you know when you all come in here, there's going to be a lot of traffic, there's going to be a lot of people. Now, we understand that that is not always a great situation. If you have social anxieties, again, we kind of recommend that you come during the day. But this whole plan is built on volume. Yes, it's good for business when we have a lot of people in here, but it's good for adoption business when we have a lot of people in here. We've adopted out to 19 different states. We have people all the time that come in, and it's one of my favorite. I get a young couple. Yes, I'm not young anymore. So it kind of reminds me of my wife, Trish, and I. We come in, and we look at each other and say, you know what? We have this new house that we have, or we have this new apartment, and it's kind of lonely, and we're working from home now. Like, oh my gosh, why don't we have a cat? And then that's where that leads. So our goal is to bring people in here, bring the energy, find this kind of an amazing accepting space, and get a lot of people coming in through the cafe. So this is important, that I want people to know that I'm very accountable to what it is that we're trying to do here. Whether or not it says that, for example, you have to pay in order to go to the cat lounge. And yes, it's $15. If we don't have those funds, we don't stay open. Every cat cafe does that. People don't always understand it. But the buck stops with me, and this is what our vision is. And the great reason why I think this worked is because I had amazing people like Robert and Rosemary and Louisa and Heather and the entire team that are at both of these locations. They are all bought in. They are all focused and make sure that they rally everybody up on what it takes in order to stay on driving up adoptions, raising funds for the shelters that we work with, and then becoming a space, just changing the culture of what goes on here too. It's amazing within Kentucky. Again, we have 37 different shelters here, counties, and we have about 15 to 20 different counties in the northern Kentucky area. These folks are hearing about this and they're like, wait a minute, we're building the value. One of the brags that we have, again, we brag about the adoptions because we feel like we're bragging about you, but Kentucky Humane Society is starting to do more cat adoptions than they do dogs, and the first time in over 100 years. So this is a really, really big deal on the change that we're making, and it's a big need too, because these cats are out there. They do need homes. Now COVID's added another layer to it, and we're here for that. So I think it's important that you all understand that when you come here and you are investing in this experience, and when you do invest in this experience, it's going to something great. Every birthday party that's here, every corporate event that's here, every girls' night out, every wedding shower, all that, anything that you do, whether or not you're purchasing apparel or drinks or actually adopting, you have the ability to continue this. We want to go far, far into the future on the kind of impact that we're making, and we're going to stay laser focused on what it takes in order to do that. So we appreciate everything you guys are doing. Watch our next podcast that we have. Again, like and share with everybody you can here. We need to get this mission out. Our mission, it goes beyond the state of Kentucky, beyond northern Kentucky. We're just trying to make an impact, and hopefully with your support and helping us share this channel alike, we're going to be able to make more of a difference. So thank you all so much, and have a perfect day.